We are back. With Volume 2, Issue 2 of Masks Vigilance. Volume as a whole.
Episode 1, Issue 2.
Yep. So I think the first thing we see is the TV feed, where we see this very professional, very sort of this man looks like he's in his 40s. He looks sort of how would you describe Chuck Rogers, actually? I'm not sure. I don't want him to make him a one-to-one like anyone else. So if he's like on his news show, what does he look like? What do we think?
Oh,
what's
he looks
his
like
one
the
thing?
history teacher from Daria.
I don't know that. Hold on. From Daria?
Yeah.
I'm looking that up.
It's like if
okay, cool.
Mr. Fantastic wasn't a superhero.
So yeah, you
And
see this man
neurotic
with
and
like graying hair, especially on the sideburns, on the sides. Loose tie, kind of got a definitely looks like he has a temper.
Character.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just like, well, it looks like the Vigilants have messed up again. Downtown Halcyon, there was an earthquake, which I'm sure was nothing bad happening, that everyone had to evacuate from. Everyone says they're fine. I think they're covering it up. You know, you can't tell if people get sucked into a black hole or cursed by dark magic. There's no body. I bet when they do a body count, you're gonna see some missing numbers here. If you know anyone who's missing from this, call me. And he like puts a number on the screen.
What's his hotline number?
His...
He takes people calls on his show.
Yeah, it's like Chuck Tips, because that's enough characters.
Yep.
Chuck Tips.
I'm pretty sure it's 7 characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That is Tips is 4, Chuck is 5, so we need to reduce it a bit.
It's TPS. There's no I in Tips.
Either way, we see him talking about it, and then we see the mute icon appear on the television, and the camera zooms out, and it's the TV in your base. And Mother Time is there, having just
dropped us off.
Just arrived with you. Describe what your base looks like right now.
I think we see Mother Time walking into the living room area, but she has to push aside a very creepy bone-beaded curtain that Dark Magic Greg has hung up for some vague magical protection nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You keep
like
your rocks in the windowsill to absorb boom magic.
It's a pretty formal-looking, like, polished wood aesthetic superhero base, because it's an old-time, like, inherited superhero space. So there's like polished wood and stuff as a lot of and armchairs with like a conference table little look.
But I think we've updated it a little bit, and there's phone chargers all over. We've made
There's phone chargers when we're teenagers. There's like phone chargers and Cheetos on this like austere looking couch.
Yeah, the stack of pizza boxes on the like grand table.
Yeah,
they're kind of tied
there's
together.
like
There's
a
only
creepy
one
magic
stack, not everywhere, but
warding beaded curtain and like crystals on the windowsills to keep out prying eyes.
Perfect. So I think you just see she sighs and does the thing where like she takes off her mask and hood now that it's just those of you who know who she is, I presume.
Yeah, I mean,
I assume
kid that has like time powers.
Yeah. We never see Greg change. It's always in full wizard outfit or just in normal clothes.
Yep.
But there's never like a half dressed moment. It's one or the other.
And so yeah, she sighs and she says that did not go well. She looks at all of you, and I think the first thing that she says is, "So, does anyone want to tell me the first thing that went wrong there?"
They built those robots a bit sturdier than they used to.
No.
Entry?
She looks at you, and then she says, "Correct." She doesn't look happy with your answer, though. She says, "As you just experienced, Continuum," choosing to use your hero name, "is able to transport enormous amounts of people anywhere, including somewhere he cannot see. Why did you not choose to enter together somewhere deeper within the compound? Not the place where their defenses were the strongest."
And there's something to be said about shock and awe.
I think Ben is like intentionally like not making eye contact with his mom, like not saying anything. Like,
Yeah. No, she's um well, yeah, she's speaking at all of you, it seems, mostly equally. She says after a bit, "Conduit, as the team leader, I expect you to utilize your team members and their abilities better. My
Listen,
son is more powerful than you think. Don't hold
Yeah.
him back."
Ben, at any point did I hold you back?
no, like not not looking still, because he knows every argument they have. He already knows what he's gonna say.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What is her code
Her
name?
her code name is Mother Time.
Mother Time. That's God. That's so hard to like talk back to someone named Mother Time.
Yep.
Listen, Mother Time. The briefing that I was given specifically said to hold your son back. I went against those orders because, in my judgment, he was the one that was going to get us in and pacify as quickly as possible. Intelligence also indicated they were susceptible to a front entry. Unfortunately, we didn't know everything. You understand that the battlefield is a dynamic place.
That I do. But I don't think that your Starforged have jurisdiction over me or my son. You may be the leader, but they are not the leader. You are. They don't get to decide whether or not you keep any of your team members on a leash. You do.
And I made that decision in the field for the betterment of the team.
And now you need to make those decisions beforehand.
I didn't want to teleport in.
Why not?
Because Coach and I were working on it, and I didn't feel confident enough to do it. I only did it at the end because we were all going to blow up if I didn't.
Benny, you... I respect Coach Fountain, but you are not him. You have more potential than you know.
More
And I
potential
know
to break shit.
No. If you did what you could have done today to get in, if you teleported in, things would have been better. I see that.
Well, why didn't you tell me that before, Mom?
Because I
You
see
could
it.
see.
Do you want me to be looking over your shoulder every single day? I thought you wanted to become your own person.
I do.
So, for your good, I sometimes look away. She's influencing you.
Damn it. Yeah. What's she shifting?
She wants to increase your danger, actually,
Okay.
and reduce your superior. She thinks that you are fine to do more dangerous things. You have the capabilities to do it. You need to believe in yourself more. Be
And at
less.
no point should you assess the situation before you do it. She doesn't want you doing that. Just blow holes in things.
Oh,
Great,
I
Mom.
kind of want to resist that because I don't really want my danger at 3.
Okay.
How
Then
do I resist that?
when you resist that, let me grab that. Shifting labels, influence. Here's the
Influence.
handout.
Mhm.
When you reject someone's influence, roll flat 2d6. Let's do that first. You don't have
There's the
to.
reject influence button.
Oh, good, there is. Okay, so just click
Oh,
that.
there is?
Yep, it's underneath
cool.
the labels.
So it's up to you what you do. It doesn't have to necessarily be verbally outright obvious to them rejecting. It's just you not internalizing it. But some of the choices that you may get from this move might require you to act outright. So let's roll first.
And then does insecure affect that? It says reject what others say.
Yep.
So you have a -2. It might take that into account. Let's see.
Okay, we'll see.
Not a good.
It does
Oh,
take that
dear.
into
Oh, dear.
account. So on a miss,
Potential.
their words hit you hard. So firstly, on a hit, you successfully hold yourself and tune them out. Market condition, and the GM will adjust your labels. And I think...
Oh, that was my last condition.
Okay, cool. So I think in this case, you taken out for a bit is your mom is going to demand you do some one-on-one training time with her for a while right after this, rather than Coach Fountain. So you're taken out of commission because you're on a private training retreat with her.
Okay. And does she shift danger and superior?
She does do the shift. Yep, danger up, superior down. And yeah, that's what she says. She sees that you're looking down, you're looking guilty, and she's like, puts her hand on your shoulder, and she says, "Look, after this, let's take the weekend, go up to an empty mountain range where no one is, and I'll show you how you can let loose properly and keep control." All right? And she says this in the way where, it's not really, is it okay with you? It's, we're doing this.
Yeah. He says, you already know what I'm going to say.
All right.
Quick
wait.
rules question.
Yeah.
On the wording is the GM will adjust your labels. It doesn't say shift. Does that mean the GM is free to just screw with labels in any capacity?
Some of them have to stay the same, but usually the only way to adjust them is through influence. Almost.
Okay, I was just wondering, since it says adjust and not shift, because shift is a defined thing, it's one up, one down.
Fair.
Does that mean the GM can move labels more than that?
I don't think so. I would say no, is my interpretation
Some of the
it.
labels has to stay the same.
Not only that, but also because you missed, it means you don't resist. What you're resisting is that specific label shift. And so I think it's just clarifying, on a miss, this happens and you still don't resist it. And you don't resist the label shift, is what I think it is.
I get potential for that, though, don't I?
That's what I was about to say. You still get potential.
Yeah. My first one.
Yep.
Can I just...
Wait a minute. Marking potential is a choice you can make on a 7 and 9.
Yes.
Oh.
You can also mark potential on a 7 to 9.
Okay.
on that specific one. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Yeah.
What move is that's not on
That's
the
still-
basic moves.
That's
list.
rejecting. Oh, rejecting some influence? No, that's not a basic move.
It's under influence.
Oh, it's on the influence.
Section.
Yeah. So in the basic moves PDF thing we have, if you scroll down, it's right. It's the third column.
Mhm.
Influence.
And there's a handout about it in Roll20. But yes, that's an option. It's just I've used that more as acting up, and clearing the condition I've used more than the mark potential, but I've balanced it before.
So am I knocked out of the like scene we're about to have? Like, does she take me immediately or?
Let's check
that
exactly what the text says, because it might be immediately then, if it says that. Conditions.
Oh
No,
yeah,
you're
taking out.
if you-
Or flee.
It says here, if you need to mark a condition and have no more to mark, you are taken out. So you're not actually taken out completely. You have
Okay.
For this one, it's not when you reach your 5th, it's when you would put your 6th down. So you
Got it.
are not lost consciousness or flee or anything like that.
He's
So
just feeling real down here.
yes.
She just like after this, she's like, let's go blow up a mountain.
Yeah.
Something
Can I
like
try
that.
to defend what's Continuum's real name again?
Benny.
Benjamin.
Yeah, I try to
He goes by
defend-
Ben. His mom calls him Benny.
Yeah, I want to try to defend Benny over there
Okay, what do you say?
in some capacity. So that's what I say, and I want to turn on the emergency like vigilance alarm, like the old-fashioned Claxony alarm we have in there. That just it's like we gotta go check. Like, come on, Ben, we gotta go look at the vigilance monitor or whatever we call it.
Okay, so you're just
I'm
Vigil
trying-
vision.
you're just creating a distraction?
Yeah, but a distraction that's legitimate enough where the tradition is that everyone in the room has to go into the little box and look at the TV screen and discuss it to see if we have to react.
Perfect.
Visual scope.
It's
Yeah, but
the
like a
vigil
booth
signal
for-
is activated.
Yeah, and we have to go into our booth, but it's a fake vigil signal. And it's just triggered to an app.
Perfect. Okay. Are you distracting everyone else? I guess that doesn't really matter.
All of us need to go. Is what it does. It means we all need to go leave it, but it's getting Ben out of this conversation that is clearly like taking him down.
Okay. I think roll with Savior to defend him.
And what does that do specifically?
On a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. And then we'll see what it is. So let's first do the roll.
Hit.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, it costs you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. I think
No.
I will
I don't
say
know,
how each of those happens if you pick it, but you pick between exposing yourself to danger or escalating the situation.
I mean, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Whatever one's more interesting to you. It doesn't really.
All right. I think escalating the situation, I think makes the most sense because they're not in outright
Okay.
danger because this isn't a physical threat. You also get to choose one from the list. Add a team, take influence over continuum, or clear a condition that's your own condition.
I don't have any conditions, so. Guess I get influence,
Okay.
right?
You take
You already have
influence.
Yeah.
If you already do, if you have
Does not.
well, if you gain influence over someone you already have influence over, you get to shift their labels.
Cool.
Oh, you do not. I misunderstood.
No,
Yeah,
I
it
did
did
not
not.
before. Now I do.
I see. Okay. So, I think escalating the situation. When I think
Maybe she.
she catches on, she looks into the future and sees that this is fake, as everyone else rushes
The
out.
worst.
Yep. She says, "Stop!" And she's looking right at Greg. And if everyone stops, because she said so, and she walks right up to you and looks down at you. You're probably not that short, not shorter than her. You're teenagers, and you're old enough teenagers that you're like probably her height, even taller than her. But she looks at you right in the eye. She says, "Don't play tricks with me. I know who your father is, and I don't trust you. You're not from this universe. You're an enigma."
Mom,
Looking
stop
around
being my
like,
friends.
someone call up your mom.
And you're
Look.
dangerous.
Mother Time, I appreciate that you were there to help us out and get us out of a bad situation, but this is not your team. I appreciate, but you shouldn't be here. We will discuss what happened ourselves and decide how we can make it better, but this is team business, thank you.
She looks at you, Liv, and gives one last suspicious glare at Grigori, and then just walks out, puts on her mask as she leaves. Doesn't say anything else.
What the fuck, dude? You called in your mom?
I didn't call her in, dude. You tried growing up with a mom who sees everything that you try to pull.
I turn off the Vigiloscope alarm. I think it's just
She's
like
hot, though.
it's a
Mom's
booth
hot.
with a
Just
TV
saying.
that'll show like
Shut up, man. She has weird time powers.
Yeah, best not to think about that.
She promised she wouldn't interfere.
what were they making in that lab? Did we figure that out?
I don't know. What did you guys grab?
It's all in my
I was
coat.
punching robots. You told me to punch robots.
No, I'm looking at Greg and Liv at this point. Like,
Yeah.
you guys were on info retrieval. What'd you get?
Yeah. So I walk over to some cabinet and I open it and I pull out like the pile of paperwork just from the darkness of the cabinet.
It's like a bag of holding.
But shadows.
Every shadow is a bag of holding.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, so
a pile of like time cards and like memos.
That
like,
one
the
hard
whole,
drive
like,
he tossed you. Yeah.
One hard drive with like the frayed wires because they didn't like
Just ripped it
unplug
out.
He just ripped it out. It's like, here. We got this piece of metal. Because Greg doesn't he's not a I guess he knows what a hard drive is. It's the normal times. Yeah, so we got a hard drive, we got all of this paperwork, and I couldn't get the robot gun.
Okay. So, it sounds like
Didn't fit.
one of you wants to assess the situation to learn what is going on here.
Yes, I would delegate that authority to whoever is best suited to assessing the situation.
Who sees themselves as superior? Oh, no one!
I had the superior at 1, and my mom went, "Fuck you, you're dangerous."
Alright.
So now it's at -2.
Well, she was celebrating your dangerousness,
So
but okay.
I'll roll to assess the situation then.
Okay.
It's like so Greg then goes into the summary of the paperwork.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, you're out of team, so if you guys are working together on this, it's more like you're more bickering and rediscovering the same thing someone else already knew, rather than working together super well. Now, what do you do while researching this? Is this like, let's get pizza and ice cream while we spend all night like looking this over, or what kind of thing is this?
Oh, I was thinking that everyone else has places to go, like at least
Oh, okay.
Continuum do, and I'm assuming Greg and Oblivion live in the base.
Oh no, I can't live here. I definitely have a normal other
You
place
have a place to go.
Yeah, Conduit probably
Greg
lives
lives
here.
at the base.
Yeah, Kyle probably lives at the base too because
Okay.
he can't go home. So
Yeah, and I think
Ben's not going home right now.
So I think we all spend the next 4 hours ignoring each other. just like
We're all doing our own thing.
wandering around the base, or like heading back to our other secret base, I guess.
Secreter base, backup secret
Yeah.
base.
Yeah, ignoring each other more or less for like 4 to 8 hours.
Like,
Okay.
And Greg,
can I
a whole pot of coffee, reading all this paperwork to summarize
Mm.
it.
Mhm.
can I clear
it's like-
hopelessness by not helping and just playing video games?
If you're asked for help, I'd say yes. It
Okay.
sounds like you already don't want. He already doesn't want your help, though.
Yeah, I just feel like we're all kind of dejected because someone called in mom, or
Yeah.
we
No,
had to
she
get
just
saved
knew to
by-
come. That's
Yeah.
the worst.
Yep.
Yeah, well, none of us are super happy about how this all went down.
It's like when you
Feeling
get a
all of us are
detention
like,
in school and they don't even need to call your parents.
She's just there.
The
Yeah.
mom calls before they call. They're like, "My son's
Yeah.
in trouble, isn't he?"
He calls in the morning. It's like
He-
he's staying for detention tonight.
Yep.
keep him away from that Timothy character. He's gonna get in a fight.
And put him in detention for thinking about it.
Yeah.
Big
God,
dog
is this
mom.
what his
Oh.
brother felt like all the time?
Well, yeah. Maybe you guys will connect over that. Let's see. Okay, so I think we'll do the assess situation roll at the end of the thing. We'll be like, what did you find?
Okay.
So I think who wants to have a scene first, or are you guys all going off on your own, or are you doing anything together, the rest of you?
I mean,
I'm-
I'm just saying that I'm going to be at the base doing this, and if someone wants to interact, you can
You'll still be there,
interrupt.
yeah.
I'll be at the base to interrupt for the whatever you want to do, just not specifically like working with someone reading on this.
Before we split up, I'd like to say something along the lines of, look, guys, I know that this didn't go very well. Maybe we should discuss and figure out what we would do better next time and build our teamwork. And I'm trying to take charge, but I have no idea what I'm really supposed to be doing here.
What are the rest of you?
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, Conduit will seize on that, being like, no, that's how you lead a team. You say things like that. Yeah, so yeah, I'll take that idea and make it my own.
Oh no, you're doing the classic thing like a woman says a thing and no one responds, and then the dude says the
The
thing, and everyone's like, "That's a
same
great
thing.
idea."
All right. I
No,
can
that wasn't the gendered thing. Was not part of the intent.
It was,
Well,
she has a good idea and I'm the team leader, let's do it and take credit for it.
Yeah,
It's the unfortunate way it looks.
That's true.
Bad optics. Haven't learned that
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lol.
But yeah, I'll be like, no, yeah, we need to go over what went wrong. We should probably train more, like together as a group, figure out, the best way that we can, synergize, throw a lot of those marketing buzzwords in there.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to clear any condition.
There is one way to clear conditions, and that is to comfort or be comforted, if anyone wants to do that to each other.
I can't do that. I can't do that normally.
Cool. So,
Look,
I mean, I can do it, but I don't know. Greg
I know this didn't go
doesn't
well.
care right now. He's like, I just want to do the research. We're not done.
We all did the best that we could for what, our second mission? I mean,
that was
And I didn't get shot. That helped.
better than the previous mission, honestly.
Conduit, you,
Uh.
I assume, at least got to wherever the thing was to turn it off, even if that didn't work. And the robots are gone. Continue.
Well,
that's good.
there's always more robots. We learned this day one. Always more robots.
So, for
You got the
angry,
information, didn't you?
Yeah, he did.
for angry, can it be emotionally hurt someone? or does it have to be
Absolutely.
physical?
No,
Totally.
it does not have to be physically.
Yep.
Yeah, the blood needed to be drawn.
Oh, God, I'm trying to figure out how can he be the biggest asshole right now?
I mean, you could just be like, yeah, my mom's right, y'all are holding me back.
No,
The person trying to help you all.
no, we didn't do everything that we could have. Do you literally? My mom sees time. If we had teleported in, this would have went way better. But I just didn't believe in myself.
But your teleports can
Yeah.
lead us into space, though. We can find another way in.
Just because she
But-
saves time doesn't mean that we should all be able to do the same thing. We made the best choices with the information we had.
We obviously didn't because it went this way.
So he got away. We'll just go to his house and steal his sundries from his house, and
We know his name is Dr. Zoid? What?
is it Zoid? What is it?
I
I
don't
didn't hear
remember what
Dr.
it was.
Zoid.
Let me go grab him. He's now has a character sheet in the game. His name is Dr. Vigo, actually.
Another
Dr.
doctor.
I'm sorry, I was busy trying to fight robots.
We have Dr. Graham, Dr. Vigo, and Dr. Blood.
There's-
Keep track of-
Halcyon City has the best education system in the world. All right.
That's
Yeah,
canon.
I'm sorry if I didn't pick up the guy's fucking name when he was shouting it over the loudspeaker because I was punching robots.
And you did a very good job for punching robots. Now, if we can maybe just focus back on the useful things.
What useful
like
things?
letting us,
We have
like
one
letting us
hard
know you could have
drive.
teleported us in. What are you, insane? Like, instead, you're just gonna call your mother every time we get in trouble and hide behind her pendulum skirts?
I didn't call her in, asshole. And do you want me to fuck up the teleport and squish you into a Cronenberg monster? No, I don't think so.
Well, it would have been nice to know we had the choice.
Oh, you want to go, let's see if we could get in through a teleport and maybe turn into monsters, or just die horribly. When the choice is die horribly or die horribly, that's why I did it at the end. Because either we were dying horribly or maybe not dying horribly.
I mean, we could have also snuck in. I thought that was the plan. Who changed it to dynamic entry after being in Oblivion, stealthed into the complex?
I point to my weights at the front door that I took off, like, because I can't really sneak when I click-clack. That's to make sure I don't get sucked into a black hole.
You could have just waited. You could have just waited, and I would have shadowed through everything. Fine.
So now we might have a
And-
better
and let-
idea
let
of
me
each
get this
other's
straight.
strengths.
Ben, you can teleport. And you're worried about clank clank? You're a fucking
he
idiot.
said sneaking. I can't teleport all the time. I have to focus on it. I have to make sure I'm not condensing us into paste.
I think we're just gonna keep yelling at each other, trying to clear
Yeah.
angry.
Yeah.
Thought so.
Wait,
Okay.
hold on. Can I do 2 for 1? Ooh. Do we know about your family?
Like, Conduit's dead family?
Yeah.
Oh, that if you hit that nerve, that would definitely clear angry. That's for sure.
I think I want to hit that nerve and then run from something difficult at the same time. So I say that and then I just teleport out.
Like you say that, like, oh no, I shouldn't have said that, and then leave.
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh God. Ooh. Oh no. Listen, I've been having to deal with powers since I was born. I'm sorry that you weren't powerful enough to stop your family from dying, but I can't help that. And I go, oh. And then
And I stalk him.
Like the punch and then teleport.
yeah, the punch and the teleport.
All right.
Yep.
Wow.
It might
You
be a
get
little
punched.
early for this, but I'm invoking no evil shall escape my sight.
Oh.
Ooh, no.
Well, you already have angry,
Did you
right?
clear angry to mark angry?
Or do you
Yeah,
give them
I'll-
influence over you?
I'm clearing and marking angry. I'm just gonna stay angry.
That's very fair. Okay.
Do I clear both afraid and angry?
You do, because it doesn't stop him from leaving. But yeah, the grudge flag has been planted.
This is already how are we supposed to get any superheroing done?
It's not about superheroing. It's about this, and then superheroing on the side.
It's about drama.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you teleport out. Liv, you've just witnessed that, and Conduit's still there. Do you say anything to him?
I've been trying to say things this entire time. It has been failing miserably. I'm done
We've
here.
been too mad.
I'm just going to, as I did a moment ago, mutter under my breath and just walk out of the room. I'm done.
So yeah, after she walks out, I'm gonna like walk over and just slam the table, pick up the hard drive, and scatter it into the wall and bust it into a million pieces.
Yep, that clears angry
Make
for you
something
too.
important.
Okay.
So much for
So,
that mission.
You still have the paperwork,
Wow.
but yeah, the hard drive is a big deal. Grigori, yeah, you just are probably not far from Kyle when he does this.
Yeah, I've launched the paperwork at you. It's like, you're reading this now. It's your job now. And what
Okay.
can I do with influence? Do anything?
You can get bonuses to moves targeting people. You could pierce their mask. You could comfort them or support them. You could provoke them if you want. If Kyle, you would need provoking to be doing that.
I don't know if I want to do a thing other than just throw the paperwork at him.
Okay. Right after you throw the paperwork on Adam, your phone buzzes. You received a text message, Grigori.
Okay, I pick up the phone. I pull out my
Your black magic phone. What is it?
my
I
black
guess.
magic phone. Yeah, it's obviously silly.
Yep.
I don't even
shadow
know what
behind
it
your
would look
ear?
like. Oh, it looks like a little tome. It's like a folding phone, but you open the little book, you open it up, and there's two screens.
Perfect.
Yeah, but it looks like a little leather. It's probably a case, honestly, but it looks like the leather bound little like book, and he like pulls it out of his pocket and he opens it up, and there's the text.
Perfect.
I guess.
It's from your sister, Agatha. She's just the
Agatha.
one above you. She's like the second youngest.
Okay.
She says, "Hey, bro,
What's her?
here you're on Earth. Don't worry, I won't tell Dad. This is the second text. It just arrives. What you doing?"
I don't know.
Yep.
About Agatha. She evil? She evil? Do we know if she's evil?
How well do you know your siblings? How close to you? Like she's the closest one in age to you. She is
Closer than Dad, but that doesn't mean they're not evil.
Yes, that's fair. I would describe her as she's a great wizard, but she acts very casually. She's like the casual partier popular girl who somehow also gets straight A's.
I would like to pierce her mask.
Okay, can you do that over text? I mean, she's your sister, so actually maybe you might know her well enough to just do that. Like, what are you really? Yeah, actually, I think you know her well enough to pierce her mask via text. So, roll plus mundane.
I've lost. Oh my! Why is that having? Where's the pop-up? There it is. Yay!
Okay, ask one
I'm so
question
good at
from
this
the
game.
list. Do you have the list in front of you? Ask one question from it.
I'm trying to find the basic loot moves thing.
There's this handout in Roll20.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my basic moves handout in Roll20.
I just clicked show to players. Is it not working?
It did.
Okay. It might be minimized for you. then.
Yeah, I think that's my problem, and I can't make it come unminimized.
Just refresh the
I
page
put the
then.
questions in the chat.
The questions are in the chat.
Mhm.
I've had that happen a few times recently, actually, is where Roll20 will think I already have a page open or it's minimized or something and it just won't be appearing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe change the background from white so it doesn't fade into it.
What?
Yeah.
What?
All right.
Terrible.
What do you want me to do?
So,
I'm assuming this is over, like, we don't really see the whole text-by-text conversation, but this is over, like, Gory, like, throws the paperwork to Conduit,
yeah.
Kyle. And it's like, here, this is your job now, and just, like, sits on the couch and starts just texting.
Well, she's thinking of taking a gap year now that she just graduated high school. She was wondering if she could hang at your place for a while and you give her a tour around Earth in Halcyon City.
I don't have an apartment.
I can pay for a hotel, but, you know, you've been there for a bit. You must know the best restaurants, best places.
Tour. Yeah, I will definitely do this whole, like, tour thing with her.
Cool.
Yeah, so
I think
she shows
the
up.
text, her last text says lit.
Yeah.
Lit AF fam.
Yep.
I hate this girl.
Perfect.
Yeah, but she has to get a hotel because I don't have an apartment.
About 10 seconds later, do you have a doorbell?
No, and we're warded
It's
from
a proximity
scrying.
alarm.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 seconds later, the proximity alarm goes off.
We're warded from scrying. I feel like she should have to roll.
Oh, that's true. You are warded from scrying. That's
I will
fair.
roll against her if that's the easier way to do it.
No, I think there's a pause, and then you get a text that says address. It just says the word address with a question
Yeah,
mark.
I sent her the address to Hyatt. Like a cheap chain hotel.
Yep. No, your address.
Same. Hyatt address again. Here.
The word sigh is what you get. And then she says,
Like data
fine.
with your text.
Any room service recommendations?
Not the lobster.
Cool.
We're too far inland.
People from the shadow dimension have a bad reaction to shellfish.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. Yeah,
If
you
you're
have a
allergic to shellfish, you have shadow in your past.
Yeah, some kind of dark source for a bloodline.
Yeah, you were cursed to never enjoy shellfish.
Okay. Then she says, like 10 minutes later, all right, let me know when you're here.
Yeah. I don't know if we need to. So
I mean,
like, we're still on our little.
You are. No, she's
Right.
expecting you to just come to her. You do not have to. She's just assuming you would.
Yeah, so whenever we get done with our debrief about this, I'm gonna. That's like my whole evening plan now, I guess.
yeah, this is a debrief. We're all in different rooms.
Oh yeah, such a debrief.
Oh, you think I teleported to my room? Conduit can get me there.
Fair. Yeah,
Building then?
so I think the next thing we see, Conduit, you do you have a dedicated like alien communicator? How do you communicate with the Legion? Is it through your orbs?
Yeah, so basically the orb will just like come up in front of me and like put up a view screen for
Okay.
communication.
So I think that's what happens. Is one of your orbs suddenly floats in front of you, and you see Captain Grisha appears, and she says, "How?" I guess my first question is how do you guys talk? Is it very like professional soldier in terms of how you talk to each other, or at least how she expects you to talk to each other?
Yeah, there's not as much formality, I think. It's teacher student more than superior officer.
Does she call you Kyle or does she call you Conduit? Which one is?
Kyle. The
Okay.
Conduit's an Earth thing.
Okay,
Like
cool.
in the Legion,
Wait,
it's for
what's your rank again?
You are, I believe,
Ensign.
ensign. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like the rank would be involved.
Yep. Ensign Kyle, I believe you accomplished your mission. At least that's what was scheduled for earlier today. How did it go?
Not well.
Okay.
We had bad intel. The team needs work.
How so?
I mean, I'm not used to dealing with people that don't have official training. In the squads, we all knew the mission. We were all unified in that direction. Humans are scattered. It's going to take some time.
You're the leader. You're in charge of their training. What's their current regiment?
When I can get them together, we can train until something gets in the way. Greg's phone goes off. Ben's mom calls. Liv disappears.
I see. Well, I'm sorry things are going poorly for you. I think I might know of a way to help, though. None of these people
Take
are
any advice you can
Starforged themselves, but I have come across, some of us have proposed a program for. You're not the only ensign who is working with a team of non-Starforged. It's almost always rough. So there's a beta test of a sort of halfway training regimen that I can send you if you'd like. It's not as rigid as what, of course, we go through to become a member of the Legion, but it's something that I think could make you and your team a more functional unit. But it will be up to you to enforce. Are you...
Honestly, Grisha, I don't. After what happened, what right do I have to even lead these people?
Everyone makes mistakes. That is not what makes a poor leader. A good leader is one who, after they make a mistake, learns from it, learns what they can do better, learns what those under them can do better, and works to push them, to support them, and not to let them accept that failure.
Now,
You...
maybe the next debriefing I can try that. That's the previous one.
Yeah. I think what she says is you have the potential to lead these people, I think. You, however, you need to make them see you as their leader. You are first and foremost not their teammate, not their equal, or their leader. That's a tough burden to bear for you. It's not fun. It will make you as a team function better, and I think you can do it. And I think that once it's done, once you all get used to it, you'll all be happier too. She's influencing you. She wants to up your superior and down your mundane.
Yep, I'm just going to take it.
Okay. There are exceptionally few perfect leaders, none alive that I know of still. They are once in a generation, if that. But there are many good ones. If you want any more specific advice, happy to give it.
Thank you, Captain. Progress will be made by the next time we talk.
Thank you. I'll let you know if anything else changes, and I'll send you that program.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. So yeah, she hangs up. A few minutes later, you get sort of a you get a document sent to you that's very much a like it's very highly designed in terms of its actual graphic design. It's very fancy looking document for just like what I would describe as like basic leadership tips for how to get a bunch of different people to listen to you. Like,
yeah, I've seen the PowerPoint at work. I know that like
it's
leadership is essential. Like,
yeah, it's that.
Here are the 4 key properties of leadership.
Yep. It's that. Yeah. But maybe to Kyle it might be something new. Yeah. Meanwhile, I think Greg, we know what you're up to, I think. We haven't seen what Liv is up to since she left.
Wandered out, and I'm assuming because this is a base that we had before, other people or superheroes may have, lived here. So I think we all do have some sort of room here. So she went to hers and like changed out of her superhero outfit into something more normal, and then just kind of sat in a chair and just kind of like curled up and was going over everything that went wrong in her head because she has a lot of conditions and they are all blaming herself. So she is terrified that the team is falling apart before they even got together. She feels horrible for the fact that she wasn't able to stop whatever fighting went on. She feels like she wasn't able to do anything in that fight, and the robots were just too much, and so she's just sitting there in a pool of misery trying to kind of figure out, okay, how do we get this better? Well, I can't go to I can't go to a continuum. I can't go to I have no idea. So I'm just gonna kind of get stuck there until something happens or it's time to leave.
You hear a voice behind you in your room.
What?
It's yeah, you've been sitting there for like 20 minutes thinking about this, and then suddenly you hear a voice behind you. Sucks, doesn't it? Presumably you jump.
Yes, correct.
You turn around and you see in the shadow of the corner of your room, leaning against the wall, is a woman in a trench coat and a hat.
Jesus Christ.
You already recognize her as Crusader. I was watching from a distance, keeping an eye on things. She steps out of the shadows and you see her. She takes off the hat. But, couldn't help but notice you looked a little sullen. And I know that look.
How did you... What do you do? How do you fix this? We've hardly even started, and it's all going down the drain.
You didn't do anything wrong, kid. At least, nothing you could have prevented. Sometimes things just go badly, and there's nothing you could do. Sometimes you're outgunned. Sometimes you're ambushed. Sometimes the self-destruct button is pushed before you can even have a chance to get there in time. My best advice: stop worrying about it. If you weren't there, things would have been worse. People would have continued to be whatever they did there.
That's just it. We don't know what they did there.
Well, you could look now. There's rubble. Gives you I think it would like wink. And then she goes to open your door and leave. Without saying anything else.
I think the camera just is kind of looking at Oblivion, head cocked. She's not doing anything about the person in the trench coat leaving. She's actually going to just grab her jacket and after Crusader has left and leave to go check out that rubble. Good point.
Are you going back in civilian clothes?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I think next, Benjamin, where did you teleport to?
God, listen. After the argument with his mom, he's like, "I can't go home." After the argument continued, he was like, "I gotta go." Or with Conduit, "I gotta go home. I gotta go home now."
So you're just in your
Mom,
like you teleport to your bedroom at home.
Yeah. So his mom's probably waiting for.
She's folding your laundry when you get into your bedroom. She is already
This
in your
seems
bedroom.
like the most
She's not even
stressful place.
surprised. She says, "Ah, there you are. I just finished packing
He's
for
just-
you." She holds up a backpack with packed clothes.
Mom, I'm like he's shaking his hands and he's like sweating. He's like, "Mom, I messed up. I messed up real bad."
Come here, come here. I know, it's okay. And she like gives you a deep hug.
Hmm.
Unfortunately,
Do I even have to tell you what I said.
Sure, go ahead. Unfortunately, by the way, NPCs cannot comfort or support PCs.
Damn it! That's what I was hoping for.
Nope.
No, you have to break her for the effect.
This is all your fault, Mom!
No, I'm not angry anymore.
That's true.
I'm guilty, hopeless, and insecure.
Good combo.
Like, this
Well,
could be easy
you-
relief. Just like let mom take care of it.
The solution to guilt is very clear. You made fun of me for having dead parents.
I gotta kill my mom.
Yeah, now we're even.
Oh, I mean, even just like letting your mom take care of everything, even though she is super controlling, is flinging an easy relief. Like
Yeah.
flinging yourself into an easy relief.
Yeah, I think he's gonna talk to his mom about his problems and be like, "Can we just go up to the Himalayas so I can just throw some black holes around and maybe catch a Yeti or two?" Just like I need to clear my head with black holes.
I already packed.
Do you need me to teleport us there? He says like, "Please don't say yes," but he knows she's gonna say yes.
She puts her hand on your shoulder and she says, "Well, I can't teleport us."
Well, if you look at the text of my power, I have to have been to the Himalayas before to teleport us there.
So she says, "So I booked us a flight."
Okay, I guess I've been to the air. Wait, how long are we gonna be gone? Wait, I can teleport back. It's okay.
Exactly. It's a one-way.
Okay. Wait, but how do you get back? Do I have to bring you too?
She says, "I've got it handled."
You always do.
She's Mother Time. She's going to tracer her ass back to.
Yeah, probably that.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. So he'll just teleport him and his mom
to the airport,
the airport,
and then take a flight
we're
to
going
leave.
to Nepal.
Yeah, for the weekend.
I'll be back when you guys call me.
Perfect.
Flinging myself into easy relief.
Yep, I'd say that counts.
Excellent. So I'm not gonna confront Conduit talking about his dead family. I'm just gonna go to the Himalayas and throw some black holes.
Yep. After you teleport, we see your brother opens the door to his room. It's like, Mom! Mom! Like, goes
What's for
downstairs.
dinner?
Yeah, goes downstairs to the fridge. So there's just a note on the fridge, like, gone on a trip with Benny. Be back Monday. Or Sundays.
Training in Nepal.
Yeah.
Back soon. Love, Mom.
Goes
I
to
mean,
his
he's
room.
like-
His laundry's
he's
not
like-
folded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his laundry
his
isn't
own
folded.
Yeah,
Like,
he has to reheat casserole for dinner.
How into being mother time is your mom when she spells mom as the O o'clock?
Yeah, that's definitely
yeah,
it.
it is. It absolutely is.
Oh my god, that's how she does her signature when she does autographs. It's Mom with the clock.
Yep.
And
Everybody's
that's the one she leaves her actual child.
He just sighs and he goes to call his dad, but it goes straight to voicemail.
Yo. I've created a monster.
All right. He goes and shrugs and like looks up like a food delivery site and turns on the TV and starts playing video games. Like, sucks, but also I have video games right now as much as I want, and that can dull the pain.
Goes back to researching the Infinity Stones, muttering to himself.
He's gonna go back to practicing kung fu in the garage, becoming Batman.
Someday I'll build a time bomb and fix all of this.
We're on first episode. I will hold back on that for now.
I still have a chance to redeem myself to my twin brother.
Mm-hmm. No, from my perspective, you are the evil twin, is what this will end up being. Okay. So, I think next, Kyle, let's quickly. We have two people doing research in different ways. One person going to hang out at a hotel, I imagine. Grigory, if you're not doing anything else first.
We're gonna go.
Let's do the hotel
no.
first. Let's
Hotel
go.
first, and then I guess break stuff. I'm not 100% what she wants to do. But I'm gonna have a very awful tour because I don't know anything. I know where the high school is. I know where the Taco Bell is.
Yeah.
I know how to use an ATM now, but like nothing super exciting.
You know where the pizza place is?
Yeah.
This is old Bill. He's a homeless man that buys us beer.
Yeah. So I think your sister is like, text me when you're here. She'll meet you in the lobby. So you let her know when you're almost there, and.
Yeah, but I appear in the hotel closet.
Oh yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, wizard entrance.
Yep. You open the closet door, and she's just like lying on the bed with two different rooms, like almost familiar looking because of how similar they were to the human pods, room service trays there. And she's just like watching TV and like poking at some of this food. Like, oh, there you are. You ever had this before? She's holding up a like a duck wing. Thought chicken wings were bigger.
You know, I don't eat things that fly.
Well, it can fly. I mean, it's food. It's not alive. It won't fly anymore.
But it's arrangements.
Anyways, hold on, and she like puts the wing down, uses a napkin to clean her hands, or probably just like magic waves in her hands clean. And she stands up. It's good to see you, and she like gives you the like very energetic hug. How have you been? How long have you been here? I just found out.
I am at boarding school. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
This whole
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm. So, I love it here. Food is way better. Have you had these? Do you want one?
Did it fly? We've been over this. I learned the flight spell by sacrificing the ability to eat flighted food.
Right, that's how you did it.
No chickens, no bats, no peacocks, nothing.
I didn't take that
They're on
elective.
the table, though.
Yeah, if they can't fly.
Sun is nice. I might go tanning. Never had the opportunity to go tanning before.
No.
No?
I reached into like a bag I have with me. It's like, you're gonna need this. It's like SPF 1000 sunscreen. There's not enough UV in the shadow dimension here. Apparently.
Okay, thanks. She like puts it in her like purse of holding. All right. So she gets up. She like puts on her shoes. Where to first?
First, we gotta go find you some clothes that aren't shadow dimension.
She's like, yeah. She looks down. She's wearing like dark, elegant, and robes filled with like sewn in runes. What?
Yeah.
What's wrong with these? They're all the rage. Seriously,
No,
I paid top dollar. Okay, Dad paid top dollar for this. You're saying it doesn't? It's not cool enough? She wouldn't even say the word cool.
Wizards aren't cool in this century, apparently. Apparently they're real lame, and if I keep wearing this at lunch, they're gonna give me a swirly. So we had
Is that
to
a
stop
type of ice
wizard
cream?
outfits. I've been advised otherwise.
Okay, I guess we're going shopping.
Yeah, we have a little shopping montage.
Yeah.
Check out non-wizard clothes.
Yep. Despite the fact that this is her first time here, she has a very, let's call it, popular fashion sense, if that makes sense. Like, she somehow already has a better fashion sense than you.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
They have
I'm
YouTube
wearing
in
my
the
high
shadow
school
dimension.
uniform.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my high school uniform because that's what I see high schoolers wearing, and I've decided that's the only
That's
other
all
set
you
of
will
clothes
wear.
I need. I have my high school uniform and I have my wizard clothes, and that's it.
Yep. So, yeah, you finish shopping. She's managed to stuff all of her different shopping bags in her purse of holding, which means she isn't actually carrying any bags with her. Actually, she's only carrying 5. She wants the experience of it, but she doesn't actually want to get weighed down out of the, 20.
Yeah, nothing heavy, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a scarf each or something.
Yeah, but she wants the experience of having lots of bags that she just bought the stuff in. So after you're done that, she's like, we should buy something for you. Come on, look. And you're like in the mall, and she is trying to guide you towards this hipster men's clothing store. I saw some people wearing this. I think they could work. You need to go to Mustache, though. Do you want to go to Mustache?
Like, I'm trying to steer her out of the store because I'm not going to wear anything here. Don't want to touch the clothes at the store.
She tries to magic a mustache onto you.
Yeah, a silly argument is we fight our way out of the store into other parts of the mall.
Yep.
Getting a pretzel.
Yep. No, she is,
The best part of the mall
a
is
lot,
the pretzel stand.
is what I will describe her as.
Figures.
Perfect. So, when it's done, I think, yeah, you're relaxing at the food court, basically. She's like, that was fun. Well, I think I'm going to head back to the hotel next, get my beauty sleep, then let me know what you want to do tomorrow. It'll be fun. Oh,
no, I have...
Before I
have
forget.
School.
Right.
We have a math test tomorrow.
You have school. Mm-hmm.
No, I actually have school. We have a math test. I've been studying all week.
Oh. Okay.
Trying to get the real high school experience here.
That sounds
You just
fascinating.
gave all of us a math test tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invoke no evil shall escape my sight. Oh.
It's like, okay. Mm-hmm. That sounds interesting. So what I did want to mention, Dad wanted me to give you a message. He doesn't know about the thing. That's just how I got him to like let me come here. He doesn't know you're here. But he said, what was it? I'm disappointed in your last test, and he said something along the lines of living up to your potential, blah, blah, blah. Something specific he said, though. Right. He said that he's going to come to visit at boarding school in like 2 weeks. So if you're totally going to boarding school, you're fine. But maybe just pop back there for a short bit to, let him keep up the thing.
Like, as
Just thought I should warn you.
In the comic or TV show version of this, a red timer appears at the bottom of the screen for 2 weeks.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, ciao. And she it's just she's gone
vanishes
now.
mid from the food court, like at the conversation.
Yeah, it's the
walk
thing
out
where
of
it
the
like
mall.
pans behind a pillar and she's no longer there. It's that.
Yeah. She's just standing there holding a pretzel with her bag. She didn't like take them with it. Wasn't the point. The point of shopping wasn't to own the things; it was to shop.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sitting there with the
All of
pile
this is
bag
incredibly
and a pretzel.
unfashionable in the Shadow Realm, where she'd have to take these clothes to. Ew.
Yeah. So just sitting there with a pretzel in the middle of the food court with a bunch of bags around me.
Yep. And I think that's where we'll end the session. Or, not the session, the scene. We have a few more things for the session before we end that. I think because there's such different circumstances, I am good to have 2 different assess the situation rolls from Kyle and from Liv, if we want to. Liv, you will not get much when you arrive. Police have cordoned off the area because it still might be dangerous and there might be more. Like, it's just, for them, it's just a restaurant. They don't know about the secret elevator that you used to get down there. And they're worried that they need to, like, check the building and reinforce it. It's closed down. How do you get in?
My intention is to, again, sneak past them as best I can and get to said secret elevator to get down there, because I'm hoping that that's not blocked off, and it's the only way I know down.
Okay. So that's not a move, so I'll just say what happens. You just, like, jump the ribbon, because there's probably, like, caution tape and stuff like there. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think, as you probably press the button for the elevator, which is disguised, and
I have no interest in actually taking the elevator. I do it the exact same way I did before. I'll climb down the shaft.
okay. Then, in that case, on your way to the elevator shaft, there's the click of a flashlight. It's kind of dark in here now that all the lights are shut off of the restaurant. You get a flashlight, and you see it's just like one cop, and like, hey, what are you doing here, kid? It's not safe for you. Shouldn't be here.
I was just looking for... I left my spare uniform in the back, and I just needed to go and get it, and I'm walking towards him.
You're walking towards the cop?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get it for you later when it's safe. You should just wait outside. You just let one of us know.
No, it's not a problem. I just need one moment. It's going to only take a little bit of time, and if I can get up to him...
You absolutely can.
Basically, I wasn't...
Okay. Make,
remember that.
I think it's time to unleash your powers.
You're gonna delete you from his memory.
Yep.
I'm deleting me from his memory. I am...
We have no team. Nope.
Drat it!
Okay.
I'm just leaving a trail of bodies tonight.
So, I think the cop, as you're approaching, before you get there, the cop, like, stops and looks very pale for a second. Immediately draws his gun, but he doesn't draw it at you. He draws it towards something behind you. And as you turn around, you see something that wasn't there before. It looks, you see a man at his, like, a very thin, wiry man in his 70s, wearing a lab coat, on the ground. He does not look conscious. And the cop is like, What was that?" And he's like freaked out, and you know that you just walked over there. It was not there a second ago. It just like appeared, and the cop probably witnessed it just appear behind you. Get behind me! Get behind me! Are you afraid?
I am, yes.
Okay. You would be afraid, but since you already are afraid, I think you mark 2 conditions of your choice. Let me double check that.
Of my choice, aka the last 2 conditions I don't have yet.
It does not say that. That might be,
At
least not in the handout that I see.
If you need to mark a condition, you can no more conditions. Mark once a condition. Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay. In that case, I think. Let me look at what conditions you have and pick which one. What are the 2 you have available left?
Angry and hopeless.
Let's say it's hopeless. I think it's another dead person. Because as you approach, the unconsciousness is not just unconsciousness. The cop, of course, is gesturing for you to get behind them, but they are not breathing. This person. And the cop is like flashlight and pistol sort of cross stance, like looking around for whatever this was. He's freaking out.
I
What do you do?
think that in some way I am freaking out as well. I am going to get behind him, but my way of running away from this situation is I need to do what I dealt with and get out of here. So I am still booking it to the elevator if I can.
Okay, you're just running away.
Yeah.
Is that escaping danger if you're going into there?
I don't know what that body is or what that came from. That's the immediate I am scared.
Okay, so you're getting away from. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
for afraid is just run from something difficult.
But...
Yep. Then yeah, I think you can clear afraid, and
Oh, I can. Okay.
well, you just ran away and just like, nope, I'm out of your bye. So.
Okay.
Yep. Climbing down the elevator shaft once the cop is very distracted. I think you can do that, and we'll not learn more about precisely what happened there.
The monster killed him, and you don't know what the monster is.
Just popped into existence. There's no problems here.
Okay, when you climb down, you see that as you climb down the elevator shaft, there is rubble at the bottom. Rubble you would have to just like, with super strength, dig your way through to even get into the building if there's anything left of it. Hopefully there is. I think, yeah, this place has been largely destroyed, and I don't think you would have immediate access to it yet. What do you do?
Yeah, no, I'll go slow and methodical, but I want to see what I can see. I'll check all of the rooms that I can get to.
Okay.
Not just the main room we were in before.
Okay, let's roll. I think this is another unleashing your powers, but this time it's using your super strength to like dig through any collapsed rubble along.
All right. Who knows? Maybe I'll level up after one session. Aha! Success.
Condition or unstable or temporary.
I was being careful, and I was trying to make sure that this hole or whatever I was getting through would stay. But at the same time, there's a lot of rubble. I don't think that as careful as I was being, it's really well shored up.
Okay.
Like I can see that there are some things that are shifting, and after some point of time, I know that's going to come down, and I'm stuck. So the search is going to have to be faster than I'd like.
So unstable and or temporary?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you move the final rock to get into the main entrance where you were before, where most of the fighting happened, everything starts shaking again. It seems that either this is some kind of secondary earthquake, or the place has now started to collapse. You are in the open. There is rubble, collapse things everywhere, and we won't. I think we'll end your scene on. You only have a limited time before this whole place collapses on top of you.
Good, and no one knows where I am. That's wonderful.
I mean, do you have insecure?
Yes.
Could that clear up, take foolhardy action without talking to your team?
Yes, I think yes.
Or at the
Sounds
next
right.
team meeting, like, where's Liv?
Yeah.
Buried under hundreds of feet of rubble.
Yep. So let's quickly do, I think the last thing will be that assess the situation for, I think, Kyle, you're doing with the just paperwork evidence that you have.
Yep. That's a 9.
Okay. So, choose one question to ask.
What gear can I use to find Dr. Vigo?
Well, I think you are able to find a picture of him amongst the others. He is a very thin man in his 70s. And as you find a picture of him, the muted but still on TV of the news, it shows, like, of course, timing because it's comic book, shows his picture on it. You unmute the TV, and it says, like, some kind of a mysterious, unnamed individual, we can't identify him, has been found. This is probably a different channel now. They're much more professional. Has been found on the scene of the earthquake from before with the restaurant. We have one eyewitness at the scene. They said that they don't know where the body came from. It just seemed to appear out of thin air. We're still working to identify who it is. They're wearing a white lab coat, and no name tag or anything. This individual appears to be dead from unknown causes with no obvious injuries.
And that's when I think we fade to black with me hitting the, vigil button. Like, the fucking spotlight shines up on the night sky.
Perfect. And I think let's end the session with that. So, there are some end of session questions. Here we go. So at the there's one thing that happens at the end of each session. Each of you choose one of 3 things. Grow closer to the team, do you think happened? No, I don't think anyone did. Grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team. And then
Mine's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
So
Marissa said, "Do this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I will be not their friend. I'll be their boss."
Yep. So let's go through one by one then. Conduit, Kyle, you were growing away from the team. What do you think? Or into an image of yourself?
Oh, I'm growing away from the team, and I'll be
Yeah.
fucked if Continuum has influence over me.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I don't think you need to explain why you feel detached.
Oh.
And Continuum, what about you?
Surprisingly, I'm not influenced by Conduit, so I think I'm going to grow into my own image of myself.
Okay.
I'm going to shift down danger and shift up freak, because what the fuck? Like,
How do
throw black.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
I
yeah, explain
throw
how you
black
see yourself
holes.
and why.
Yeah, I throw black holes, and I can't seem to, like, have normal human emotion, and I just, berated my friend about his dead family.
So that seems more like shifting down mundane to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
can it
not
have a
normal human
-2?
emotions thing. -2 is good. It's the minimum it can be.
Cool. Mundane -2, freak 3.
Perfect.
That's where those should be if you're at extremes on either one. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're at extreme and you are given that shift, I think that is where you get Mark B condition.
Yeah.
I think you're right. That's what I mixed up with.
Let me
Grigori.
see.
Yeah, I'm gonna grow closer to the team. I was included in family drama that is not my own family.
Yeah,
I feel
relatively
close to
speaking, that's
everyone.
still probably healthier than your own family dynamics.
Yeah. There's no. She's like, I purposely didn't spy on you.
Who made you
As
feel
opposed to
welcome?
my family, whereas like I purposely spied on you. So
Who made you feel welcome is the next question.
Hmm.
I think there might be a twisted worldview from Greg.
Oh,
as far as
that's
family
perfectly
life
fine.
goes.
Like,
So, like we might have all made him feel welcome because we weren't threatening to sacrifice his firstborn to a demon.
Yeah.
Maybe Continuum, because it was his family drama?
Yeah, I think it was Continuum because you felt safe enough to have this argument.
you're saying we
front of
messed
us.
up and you didn't at least take an arm? Wow, your mom's cool.
Yeah, you didn't have to like beg for a week for an arm regrow potion.
So I already have influence on you, so do I get to share your labels?
Yes, and
Go for it.
Grigori himself gets to clear a condition or mark potential.
Well, I don't have conditions because I'm really good at this game. So
Yep.
I mark potential.
You're just gonna end up like your Blades character, just like I retired with all of the moves and no conditions ever.
Yeah.
I think honestly, Grigori is the most normal of the group. So I think you should shift down freak and shift up mundane.
Okay.
With the math test, I see it.
Yeah.
It's
Which of
exciting
us,
about
buddy?
doing math tests that don't involve like monsters.
Yeah.
I was unaware we were all playing the Doomed because if Greg is the shining example of humanity amongst us,
I don't know what's wrong with us.
Fair. Maybe
It's just-
Crusader's
he's
right.
dealing with more. He's dealing with more human things because it's new to him.
Because he went on a shopping trip and because he's just like, yeah.
He's like, I got a math test tomorrow. I can't miss my math test.
Well, it's that he doesn't have the idea of what's important and what isn't on Earth. So it's like I gotta treat
Yeah.
everything as important. I don't know what is like the secret thing that's really important.
Mm-hmm. And live.
I'm gonna also grow away from the team. That display was not heartwarming. I don't have, or Conduit doesn't have influence over me, so I'm going to take it away
Yeah.
from Continuum for
That's fair.
saying that hurtful thing. Not at me, but you're wrecking
Ha.
the mood, dude.
see,
Yeah.
even Liv sees you as a dick.
Listen, dude, I already wrote scenes to have next session. Apologize to Kyle.
Excellent. Okay,
Oh.
and that is our first session of Masks. I think it went very well.
Oh, actually, there's one more thing we gotta do.
Yep.
Your
Yep.
your mission thing.
I'll probably need
Yep.
constant reminding.
So at the end, I gotta roll. What am I do? When you grow away from the team, take -1. So I'm trying to roll low on this. Where am I?
So you broke
Cameron.
one rule.
Yes, I broke one rule. But I went away from the team, so that just cancels out. So
Okay.
it's a flat 2d6 at this point, I think. Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, low, 10.
On a 10 plus, the higher up seem fit to discipline you. You lose access to one ability, GM's choice, until the end of the next session.
We'll
figure that out next time.
No, I think I'll pick it now.
Okay.
I
I mean,
think.
if you want to take away "No evil shall escape my sight," that saves.
Oh no, it's not your move. It's your abilities. So like flight or energy projectile.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I think
grounded is good.
I think you.
He's grounded.
Yeah, honestly, I think that is actually probably true. I think they while Captain Grisha herself doesn't really fully agree with this, like the higher ups think you can't just go rushing in like that. And so for now, you got to take it slower. So you're grounded for a session. No flight.
Okay. Okay, just quick clarification. I can make energy constructs that could look like a fucking helicopter. Is that off limits too?
No, just no direct flying.
Gotcha.
Like, it is just an ability, and energy contracts is not the one they're picking.
You found the loophole.
Yep, you did.
That's still slower and more of a big thing.
It would be a totally different thing to have that,
Yeah. Like, flight impacts the way you fight because your balance is different and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I also have an end of session of did I make progress towards defeating my nemesis, who we still haven't met yet, so no, and if the answer is no, I mark my doom track.
The answer is no.
Yay.
Yep.
So we need to push on that if your doom track starts getting up there?
Yeah,
Like,
basically.
on the meta level, we need to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
It'll come up soon. Don't worry about it. You will have reason in character to push it as well.
I need to run into Crusader there too.
Yeah, she was actually there. It won't come up, so I'll just say she was there, keeping an eye on Greg when she saw this was happening with Liv and stopped in to say hi.
No worries, I'm just picking up a mentor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she was picking up, what is it called? Oh, an asset. Yeah.
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 That's about right. Okay.
You get a paternal figure, she gets someone on the inside. It's a win-win.
Yep. We will be back, I think, next week, unless anything happens, but for session 2, aka issues
3 and 4.
3 and 4 of Masks. Okay. Bye.
Right.
Bye.